Good afternoon, students. In last class, we have started wireless LAN, that is IEEE 802.11. In that, we have discussed about IEEE 802.11 architecture. I'm briefing again. In that architecture, we are having BSS and ESS. Basic service set is having stations, and these stations are not directly connected to each other. Here, this is one BSS, this is one BSS. These stations are not connected individually. Okay, these BSS is connected to distribution system by using an access point. Okay, and this distribution system is connected to normal traditional LAN. This is IEEE 802.x. That is nothing but it is a traditional LAN. That is possible via port. Okay, this is altogether called as extended service set. Okay, one ESS can having several BSS, basic service set and extended service set. This is in basic service set, small range transmission is possible, and by using extended service, the large range transmission is possible. Here, this is stations STA. This is meaning of STA means station, and AP means an access point. Now coming to BSS and IBSS, I told you BSS is having access points. IBSS is not having access point. That type of network is called as ad hoc network. These we have seen IEEE 802.11 services, different type of services and service provider and the type of category. These are we have discussed in last class. Today we are going to discuss about this reliable data delivery. We have seen this reliable data delivery is possible through 4-frame exchange. The 4-frame exchange is including RTS, CTS, and acknowledgement. Okay, this will assure us the reliable data delivery. Okay, ready to send and clearly send. Now, today we are going to discuss about the topic IEEE 802.11 protocol architecture. In yesterday's class, we have discussed about IEEE 802.11 architecture. Now, today we are going to discuss IEEE 802.11 protocol architecture. Here, the distributed wireless foundation, that is MAC, distributed wireless foundation MAC, provides us distributed access control mechanism and optional centralized control, and the lower sublayer. Lower sublayer is DCF, distributed coordination function, that we will see in the diagram. This diagram represents IEEE 802.11 protocol architecture. See here, this is all data link layer. The data link layer, below layer, what is the below layer? Data link layer is having two sublayers. Below sublayer is MAC sublayer. The above sublayer is LLC sublayer, logical link control sublayer. This particular one is MAC sublayer. Okay. Now I'm saying about this distribution coordination function, right? Again, this MAC layer is divided into two sublayers. Data link layer is divided into two sublayers. In that, below sublayer is MAC sublayer, above sublayer is LLC sublayer, and again MAC sublayer is divided into two layers. That is called as the below sublayer is distributed coordination function. The above sublayer is point coordination function. That is what they mentioned here. The lower sublayer is distributed coordination function, and one more thing is point coordination function. This is lower one is distributed, above one is point coordination function. This is PCF, not DCF. Mistake here. Point coordination function. This is PCF. This is distributed coordination function, DCF. In that MAC layer, what we are having? This is wireless, right? Wireless means IEEE 802.11. In that, we are using, see here, 2.4 gigahertz frequency hopping spread spectrum with transmission speed of 1 Mbps and 2 Mbps. Again, the direct sequence spread spectrum, that is also the transmission speed of 1 Mbps and 2 Mbps, and the infrared. These are different type of wireless LANs. These are different type of wireless LANs. Again, one more in wireless is infrared. That is with 1 Mbps and 2 Mbps. Now, these two are from here. See the difference. Here, IEEE 802.11 wireless LAN. From here, the extensions. I told you yesterday, IEEE 802.11A, 11B, C, G, like that. This is 5 gigahertz orthogonal frequency division multiplexing, which gives 6, 9, 12, 18, 24, 36, 48, 54 Mbps of transmission speed. And again, this is IEEE 802.11B, IEEE 802.11B, 11G. Okay. This is the different type of transmission mediums, different type of wireless LANs. These are okay. So this is the MAC layer. Here, two types of services provided. See here, the point coordination function (PCF) is responsible for contention-free service. I tell you what is contention service. The point coordination function is responsible for contention-free service. Next, the distributed coordination function is responsible for contention service. I tell you what is this is the particular diagram is IEEE 802.11 protocol architecture. Okay. Next, coming to the distributed coordination function. Just see once again, we are discussing about this one below sublayer of MAC layer, that is distributed coordination function. See, DCF sublayer uses CSMA. Okay, in carrier sense multiple access, we are using this DCF sublayer. We know about CSMA, right? What is the principle of CSMA? If a station has a frame to transmit, first it needs to sense the medium or listens the medium. If the medium is free, then the station will be transmitted. Okay, otherwise the station waits until the current transmission is completed. Here in this distributed coordination function, we are not having no collision detection. We are having no collision detection. That is, see here, no collision detection, and not practical on wireless network. Okay, dynamic range of signals is very large. Transmitting station cannot distinguish incoming wave signals from noise and effects of phone transmission. Let's take an example. If a station transmitted a frame, at any point the frame got collide with another frame, or that collision information will known to the transmitter or sender by getting a signal or jamming signal from the collision place. Okay, where the collision takes place. From that point, the transmitted station needs to get the signal. Okay, in this case, in this distributed coordination function, the transmitted station is unable to it cannot distinguish whether it is a collision information or whether it is a incoming frame. It cannot distinguish the collision information and transmission information. And DCF include some delays. Those are interframe space. Okay, interframe space means, suppose whenever a collision occurs, just remember this point. This interframe space is nothing but IFS time. Whenever the collision takes place, from that point to the transmitter again retransmitting the collide frame. Okay, then the time interval is called as IFS time. Here the IFS time will be high. That is the reason why we are saying in distributed coordination function we are having delays. Next, this is IFS time. Okay, what I told you, IFS time. What is IFS time? Here, single delay known as interframe space. Okay, I told you the delay, nothing but the time interval between the collision and the retransmission. That particular time interval is called as IFS. Here, using IFS, the rules for CSMA will be like, first point, see the first point, students. Station with frame senses the medium. Normally, according to CSMA, if a station wants to transmit a frame, it needs to sense the medium. If the medium is ideal, wait to see if remains ideal for one IFS. If so, may transmit immediately. Yes, this is the difference between conventional CSMA and the CSMA with IFS. As normal CSMA, a station wants to transmit the frame, it senses the medium. If the medium is busy, it waits for the medium will be ideal. In this case, if a station wants to transmit data, the station senses the data, even though the medium is ideal, it cannot transmit immediately. It waits for IFS. It waits for the some time, interframe space time. It waits for some time. After that, it again checks the medium. Again it is ideal, it transmits immediately. Okay, this is the station. This is the station transmitting by using CSMA IFS. Next, the first point is if the station is ideal when senses. Second point is when senses the channel seems to be busy. If busy, either initially or becomes busy during IFS. Here, busy in two cases. At initial point, here we are sensing the channel two times, initially and after IFS. First, we senses the channel, then finds busy. That is the first case of busy. If the station senses the channel is ideal at that time, and after IFS time, the channel seems to be busy after second time sensing. That is the two cases. See, continue to monitor until current transmission is over. In either of the cases, when first time senses or second time senses, we need to wait for the current transmission is completed. Okay. The third case, once the current transmission is over, delay another IFS. That is what, just listen carefully, students. This is very, very easy concept. The third point is once the current transmission is over, delay another IFS. See, I'm repeating once again. First point, if we senses the medium, it finds ideal, we need to wait for IFS time. Again, we need to sense the channel after IFS. Then it is ideal. We can transmit the frame. That is the first case. Second case, if busy, the busy is in two cases. At first case, at initial sensing of medium, that is one way of busy, and initially it is ideal. And the second time we senses after IFS time, the station seems to be busy, the channel seems to be busy. Again, we need to wait for the current transmission will be over. That is the second case. Third case, once the current transmission is over, again we need to delay another IFS. Delay another IFS. See that the point in the third case, if remains ideal. See, once the current transmission is over, delay another IFS. In that, if remains ideal, back of random time and again sense. Again seems ideal, we need to wait for back of random time. I will show you in the next flow chart this particular waiting time and all these things. And after that, if the mediums is still ideal, the station can transmit the frame. During the back of time, if becomes busy, the back of timer is halted and resumes when the medium becomes ideal. To ensure stability, the binary exponential back off will be used. Okay. Hope you understand these 3 points, students. I will show you in the diagram. Yes, this is the IEEE 802.11 medium access control logic. That is IEEE 802.11 MAC logic. See here. If a station has frame to transmit, first here the transmission start with. We want to transmit. First, we need to check the medium. If the medium is ideal, yes. If the medium is ideal, that means no other station is using that medium. If yes, then we don't transmit immediately. We wait for IFS. Okay. After IFS, again we still it is ideal. After here the difference, students. Wait for IFS, that is time interval. Still it is ideal. Yes, we can transmit the frame. It is still not after IFS, it is not ideal. Then wait until the current transmission ends. That means if it is not ideal, wait for current transmission ends. Next, we need to wait for IFS. Again, we need to sense till it is ideal. Then we need to take the exponential back of time. And after that, transmit the frame. Here, see, even after waiting the AFS time, the station channel is not ideal. Then we need to wait for the current transmission ends. These 3 points related to this flow chart. Okay, I'm repeating once again, students. Just listen carefully. If a station wants to transmit first point, then it will check the medium, whether the medium is ideal. Whether the medium is ideal, it won't transmit. It waits for IFS. After waiting IFS, again it senses the channel. Still it is ideal. Yes, it can transmit the frame. Okay. Now, after IFS, the channel is not ideal. Then it waits until the current transmission ends. Okay. Then thereafter, again it will wait for IFS. Okay. Still the channel is ideal. After waiting IFS, the channel is ideal. Yes. Again, we don't transmit immediately. The exponential back of time will be taken. Okay. Then after that, we will transmit the frame. Here in this case, the channel is not ideal. Again, it will wait for current transmission ends. Okay. This is another form of CSMA. The CSMA is very simple. Sensing the channel, if it is free, we can transmit the data. Here, even though the channel is free, we cannot transmit the data. Why? Because one small example, we are, you and me are both stations wants to transmit the data, then we both will senses the medium. For both of us, the channel seems to be ideal because no one is transmitting the data. Then what we both will do is we both transmitted the frames at a time. Then our both frames will be collided. That leads to a retransmission. In order to decrease these collisions, we take a measure of IFS time. Even though the channel seems to be ideal, I need to wait for some IFS time. And again, it senses the channel. If again it is free, we can transmit. Again, if it is not free, we need to wait for some time and we need to sense the channel again. Okay. Just you can go through these points, you can understand clearly. If you are not understand well now, just I will share you the points and do this diagram. You can both compare the 3 points with this flow chart. You can understand clearly. One second, students. Yes, here we are. Coming to the priority, here we are using 3 values. Okay. In IFS, we are having 3 values. One is SIFS. That means shorter time. That is short IFS time for all immediate responses actions. For all immediate response action. In this, we will take small amount of time. Next one, the mid length, PIFS. That means point coordination function. PIF means P means point coordination function. ICFS time. This is mid length. First one is the shortest one. The second one is mid length. This is used by the central controller in PCF, that is in point coordination function, when issuing polls. Polling, I will tell you the concept later. Polls means polling. I will tell you about polling. The third one is the longest one, that is distributed DIFS, distributed coordination function, IFS. Here it is the longest one, uses a minimum delay for synchronous frame, contending for access. Okay. Here the SIF, that means the short interframe space uses an acknowledgements. Just this is 1 point, just you can know. And SIF uses CTS. CTS means clear to send. That means a station wants to transmit the data. If a station wants to transmit, then it will send. Suppose I am source, I am a station, I want to transmit. Just I need to send first RTS frame. After getting CTS clearance, then only I can transmit the frame. This will reduces the collisions. This will reduces the collisions. This is for information, not required for you. Next, PIFS and DIFS. This is mid length and long length one. These also issuing polls and is use ordinary asynchronous traffic. Yes, this is not required for you. This is also not required. Next, this is the next one. We have completed DCF, distributed coordination function, and this is an alternative access method implemented on top of DCF. Here, this is an alternative method implemented on the top of DCF, distributed coordination function. Here, polling by centralized polling master. First, I will tell you about polling, then you can able to understand somewhat easy. Here in computer networks, one computer device, suppose suppose let's take an example, small example. I will tell you when it is the process. Polling is the process where one computer waits for external device to check for its readiness or state. Okay. This process is called as polling. For example, when a printer is connected via a parallel port, the computer waits until the printer has received the next character. Okay, this is the example. See here, they said in wireless network configured, so number of stations with the time sensitive traffic is controlled by point coordinator. In wireless network, the number of stations with time sensitive traffic is controlled by point coordinator functions. Okay. Next is not required super frame. Yeah, this you need to be required. First one, this is the IEEE 802.11 MAC frame format. Here in this is the frame. The frame is containing the fields. This is frame control. This is duration or connection ID of the frame. This is the address. These three fields represents the addresses, and this SC represents the sequence control, and this is the total frame body. And this is for error correction. In the frame we are having error correction, all these things. Please CRC. First field of the MAC control is FC. See here. First field is frame control. The frame control is containing the information of the type of frame, and it is having the control information and the management information or data. Okay. The control information is like whether the frame is to or from DS. The frame is to or from DS means whether the frame is going from distribution system or whether the frame is coming to distribution system, and fragmentation information and privacy information. Okay, all together it is called as control information. Next, the second field is D/I. That is D means duration, I means connection ID. If used as duration field, it indicates in milliseconds. The channel will be allocated for successful transmission of MAC frame. That means if the duration is 2 milliseconds for the given frame, that means that frame can transmit, that frame can use the channel freely for 2 milliseconds. That means that during the 2 milliseconds period, no other frame is using no other station using the channel. Okay. that is dedicated for that MAC frame. In some control frames contains the association or connection identifier. See, here the frames are two types. One is control frame and one is data frame. Okay, data frame is containing data. The control frame is containing the all this error information and the fragmentation information, everything. Just it control information in the control frame, the data information in the data frame. Now, third field is address. We are having so many addresses fields. Here, the number and meaning of address field. The number and meaning of address field depend upon the context. Here, the addresses means source address, destination address, transmitting station and receiving station. Source address and transmitting station is same. Destination address and receiving station is the same. Okay. Addresses includes those things. Next, sequence control. The next field of MAC frame is SC. Here, this is SC. That is sequence control. Here, the 4-bit fragment number subfield. This is a 4-bit fragment number subfield. This is for sequence control.